Hey everyone, Kareem Rae here, and today I have Akeem Garcia on with us. Akeem, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
So, can you please introduce yourself to the viewers?
Uh, my name is Akeem Garcia. Currently playing the CPL for the HFX Wanderers.
Nice.
I'm 25 years of age and from Trinidad and Tobago.
Nice. Have you played for the Trinidad Tobago national team? Sorry.
Yeah, I have.
Nice.
I have I think five or four caps here.
All right. I'm gonna reverse the questions here. I'm gonna ask you. I usually do this at the end, but I'm gonna ask you 10 fun questions because we've never met each other. This is our first time hopping on as again, I just want to thank you for doing this, allowing me to interview you. So let's just break the ice. I'll ask you 10 fun questions, and then we'll just dive into you and how you became a professional footballer.
Sounds good, man. Let's go.
Say less. So the first question is, who's your favorite football team?
Real Madrid.
Madrid. Who are your favorite player?
My favorite player. This gonna sound bad, but like I've always admired Eden Hazard, but he hasn't been playing well recently. So probably right now I have to say Benzema.
Benzema,
for sure.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
What about your what boots are you wearing right now? What are your favorite boots?
I like Nikes, but I recently liked how the Puma Kings felt, so I think I'll keep wearing them from now on. The Puma Kings.
Nice. Do you have a sponsorship right now? I know you're playing in the CPL. Do you have a boot sponsorship?
No, not right now. I haven't had any offers with that yet. Hopefully, I do though.
Yeah, hopefully soon. I mean, you're in the CPL. That's D1, Division 1 right there.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
I'll have to say, I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite, but there's a couple of dishes from back home that I really like. There's something called a pela roti. You know, it differs, man. Like I don't have a favorite, but
what's it called? What was it called?
It's called pilau, roti. We have a lot of stuff, you know, bacon shark. So you know, it differs. I haven't been home in a while, so like I miss it.
You're still here in Canada?
Yeah. I'm still in Canada.
Are you planning to go back to Trinidad, or are you going to stay in Canada until next season?
Yeah, I'm staying here until next season. Just to focus more like working out. So at the end of next season, I will go home to visit for a bit and just try to figure out any upcoming situations after next year.
Absolutely. And do you have a lot of family over here, or is everyone back home?
No, I have no family. Just my fellow teammate from Trinidad.
For sure.
Roommate, yeah. So we just no family. You know, most of the time we just chill together and stuff like that. But I have other friends, got other friends in like Toronto and Ottawa and stuff. So we like go over there. We'll probably hang out once we're not busy with games and training and stuff like that.
Absolutely. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite artist right now?
Singer. Yeah, I have to say his voice. He's a soca artist from Trinidad as well. So I think he's my I think he's my favorite artist for now.
Who's better, Messi or Ronaldo?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think Messi is better. I think overall soccer player, I think Messi has it all. He's naturally talented, you know. But I'll have to say Ronaldo is just the definition of hard work and perseverance. So two of them is great, and we are lucky to be witnessing them playing this in our generation. You know, that we can get to see them play. So we're lucky for that. But if I have to choose one, I'll have to go with Messi. Even coming from a Real Madrid fan, I have to say Lionel Messi. Yeah.
True. So, do you play FIFA?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
I think everyone plays FIFA.
So if me and you're about to play FIFA, we have $100 on the line.
Yeah.
Who's your team? Who are you going to?
Right now, 100 is on the line. I'll have to say how I play FIFA. I'll be to go with Liverpool and that one.
Yeah, that's my team too. Liverpool's nice.
Yeah.
Would you rather 2 goals in a game or 1 goal, 1 assist?
2 goals because I'm a striker. You know, that's basically what we get paid for as a striker. You know, sometimes it's not. I say 2 goals because sometimes it's not as pleasurable as like when you leave the pitch and you haven't scored or you haven't contributed. So I'll definitely have to say 2 goals. And like my mind changed about that recently because the first year I came to Halifax, I was a winger. So I would love to assist, you know, but since like the mindset of a striker, I'll have to say change. So definitely have to say 2 goals.
Absolutely. And would you rather score a free kick or a PK in the last minute?
Last minute? For the excitement, I would have to say a free kick. But yeah, a free kick. But I don't take free kicks for my team. I more so take a penalty. So if I'm being more realistic, I'll have to say a penalty in the last minute, which is probably a bit more pressure will be on you when you're about to kick that penalty, for sure.
100%. And the last one, if you were a coach and you were able to sub in any player in history to win you the game, who would that be?
Sub in? My favorite player of all time is the original Ronaldo. So I have to say he rarely would be on the bench, but if I have to sub in any player, I have to say the Brazilian Ronaldo for sure. To win me a game, I'll bet everything on it.
Okay, awesome. So let's dive into you, Akeem.
Yep.
These are all questions for you now. Can you take us back in time to the beginning and share with us, you know, how you got involved into the beautiful game? Take us back to like day one. You know, how old were you? Where were you? And who introduced you to the game?
So in Trinidad, you know, as we call it back home in Trinidad, it's called football, right? So, my dad, it had one Christmas, I was, I say like 6, and cricket is almost also famous in the Caribbean. You know, my dad was like big on sports, so he wanted me to do something, you know. So one Christmas he bought like a cricket bat and like a soccer ball for me, and I just like I got these 2 presents, and he noticed I kind of like drawn to the soccer ball a bit more, playing with it more, whatever. So I started like from age 7. I joined a team called Rima Ball Masters. When I was 10, I broke my leg in a training session. So my dad moved me to another team called San Juan Jablote. And from there, it's just been like a stepping stone because I think it's like Jablote is one of the best youth teams in the country in terms of just a lot of talented youths just get drawn to the club, you know. So I have to say that was definitely like a stepping stone for me. And then after there was like I got called for the under 15 national team while I was playing in Jablote and also going to school, you know. So I've gotten the opportunity to play with the under 17 national team twice and also the under 20 national team twice, you know. So yeah, I will have, and then I went in the country, one of the best soccer in terms of soccer, one of the best schools for soccer, you know. So like when you're a youth coach at that point in time at my era, going to that school, coaches will look for players a part of that school, you know. So I was a bit fortunate in my I think with the help of my parents and close friends and family that was helping me make the correct decisions at that age. I was lucky to like make good decisions, and I was fortunate enough to like get lucky. Like say I played under 17 twice. I got the experience to play the CONCACAF twice, qualifiers or whatever, and under 20. So you know, so that was definitely like to come to Canada. That was definitely a big part of it because at the under 20 when I was playing there the second time, Stephen Hart was one of the technical directors for Canada's under for us, and then my last under 17, Stephen Hart was the technical director for Canada. So I had experiences with him twice before, and so luckily enough, like he looked at me and like he chose, like he picked me to come to this team, and I'm super grateful for him. I'm super grateful for that, and one of the most important persons too is a coach called Derek King. After I had an injury, and like he just brought me back to where I was before that injury, you know, just like a motivator. Every team he went to in the country he would take me, and I just followed him, and I was lucky enough to have him, and he came as the assistant coach for Halifax Wanderers in 2019, and so he was a big part of it as well, you know. So super grateful for my family helping me make those decisions, and a big shout out to Derek King and Stephen Hart for also helping me this opportunity and help my game grow, you know. I think with what happens a lot like with Derek King, like he he demands quality, you know, all the time. Same with Coach Hart, like, and the coaches I had in my past, my school coach, Michael Grayson as well. They always guys that demanded quality, so you had no choice if you want to play for them. You have to be better, otherwise you're not going to play. So, shout out, super grateful for these guys, and I'm just that's basically my story of like, you know, just transitioning to like where I was and how it started and where I'm at now.
Absolutely, connections are huge, and obviously you're a quality player, and you know, a huge shout out to those guys. With saying that, what age did you sign your first professional contract? How old were you?
I signed with a team called well, at that time it was the number one team in the country from my understanding. I could be wrong. I signed with a team called W Connection at 18 years of age.
Right.
Just turned 18 actually, say like 2 weeks, and I was able to sign my first professional contract with them. And they've also helped me a lot, and we played in CONCACAF and in CFU qualifiers and stuff like that. So that also helped my experience like a bit, you know, to play against some of the top teams in North America, you know.
Absolutely. What country was this in when you signed at 18?
Trinidad. This was in Trinidad, yeah.
So Trinidad,
Yeah.
you're 18, you signed your first professional contract.
Yeah.
How did it feel?
It felt amazing. This might sound bad, but like I didn't really like to go to school. So the time I found out, like when I like got to get paid to do what I love, it was just a different feeling, you know. But in saying that, like soccer is not an easy job, I realized that after my first season. I'm like, damn, you know. So like it's not an easy job, but it's a different feeling when you can wake up every day and you're going to do what you love. Sometimes you wake up, you're not feeling to train, but when you start to train, you get into it, and just you feel like, you know, like you did something good for the day. So I never regretted it once, and it's the feeling I always couldn't explain, like his first professional contract, you know. So I was just happy in the moment, and grateful for it.
Absolutely. And you know, you mentioned like once you signed your first professional contract, it seemed as if a couple of things changed for you. You know,
Yeah.
what changed on the field? What changed outside of the field? Because now you're 18, you're a young man. At that time,
Yeah.
you know, you're a professional footballer. I always say this, and sometimes in an interview, but you become the part of the 1% because there's 200 to 300 million players in the world
Yeah.
that play for fun, and there's only around
Yeah.
200 to 300 professional
Yeah.
footballers in the world.
Yeah. The main thing, and I'll have to say, like some of my guys, you actually talk about it a lot, is that the competition, the competition for places, it's just you have to be on top of your game. Even when you're not having a good game, say you're a technical player, not having a good game in that aspect, you have to do something different. You have to put in the work, Um, for me, my mindset is like we're all teammates, we're all friends, whatever. But in training, when you see you're competing for a place, you're fighting for a contract, you're fighting to stay. If you want to move on, you always have to try your best to be consistent. And I think that's the most difference with playing it for free and playing it as a job, because at the end of the day, you demand better of yourself. You always have to keep striving to be better. One thing, even my coaches tell me, and watching some Premier League games, you wonder like why some players they're playing for so long and they're at the same level and stuff like that. But being a professional, you have to always keep getting better. You can't keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. Like, yes, mistakes will happen, but with the mistake, you have to see the intent with it. You can't make silly mistakes at that level. And that was like one of the most things that blew my mind, because when I just started, I was a winger, so I used to keep dribbling and dribbling, and I thought that was my strength. But I had to change that, because at that level, if you keep playing like that, you're not gonna last long. So my mind grew in the game as well. I start, when I was playing for free, I would watch Premier League games on a Saturday, whatever, and I would just go kick a ball. But no, you have to spend time learning about the game, your position, how you can get the upper hand on your opponent. So as time passed, I'm 25 now, so I say I got a good 5 years learning, and still have a lot to learn and understanding. So I've spent time just trying to get the upper hand on your opponents, and just studying the game, not just by playing it, but trying to understand and watching it on your spare time, just talking about it and stuff like that. So there's a lot to learn about this game, and I still have so much more to learn. And once you're open to it, I think that's the best way you can keep at your best.
Right. And this is your liberty, this is your job right here. And
yeah,
football, there's only 11 players on the pitch, and then there might be 10, 15 players on the bench.
Yeah.
You mentioned it already, talking about fighting for your position. What goes into that mentally, right? Because these are supposed to be your teammates, your friends.
Yeah.
You guys are also fighting for position to be on the field. There's only 11 players. So what goes into that for you? How do you look at it? How do you think about it? And how do you go about it?
Yeah. First to say, football is a team sport, right? So whatever you do, if you're on the bench, because I can say for myself, the season hasn't finished yet because we still have a final to play. Well, there's still a final to play in the season, But for us, it's over. So this season, I can say for myself, I spend majority on the time on the bench, because I wasn't having a good year and I wasn't doing what I'm known for, which is scoring. I wasn't. So the guys that were performing well, they deserve a chance to play. So mentally as a player, what you got to do is you just have to come on the pitch and try to be better. And you also have to support your teammates, because it's a team sport at the end of the day. If it was there is personal achievements to for yourself to earn and to get you other contracts in the future, but it's a team sport and you have to help your teammates, make the team better, so it's very complicated. It's at the end of the day, sometimes you gotta put yourself second and support your teammates, and you will expect the same from them when you're like having a good time or whatever. So like at the end of the day, like we all have to be friends. We all have to support each other, you know, on the field, of course, even off the field if you can help a guy. And I think mentally, yeah, it's not always there because you want to play, but when you get your opportunity, you have to take it. It's yeah, you know. So as I said, and it comes back down to competition, being competitive, you know. So that's a game, man. That's a game. If you're weak as a professional, I don't think you will last long. You have to be strong mentally, you know. And even though like you feel like you're getting an injustice, you still have to work harder and you still have to keep proving yourself. And that's the lesson I personally learned this year. Like you have to keep proving yourself, no matter like what happened in the past, what you did. It's a new season, it's a new year, new upcoming years, and there are people like out there, like everyone wants to play, so you have to keep proving yourself, you know. So this game is not about history; it's about now. So like you gotta keep being your best, and you gotta keep just keep demanding more of yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you mentioned, Akeem, you mentioned that you play as you went from a winger and now you play as a striker.
Yeah.
What tips can you share with aspiring soccer players that play the same position as you? What are 3 tips that you would share with other strikers that want to become better?
Yeah. For me, first of all, as a striker, you know, you talk to other players before. You know, I'm sure they probably told you this, but we're the most loved and the most hated, right? So, uh, the first thing, and my coaches always tell me this, is to always be focused. You know, in and around the goal. Like never think that, oh, this is an easy chance, I already scored. You know, just keep focused in front of the goal. Take your chance. You know. For me personally, like I play to my strength also as a striker. So I know I'm not the, what can you say, the tallest, or my chances of scoring a header over a defender that's taller than me, that's rare. So I study the game and I try to play try to play to my strength. Um, and another big point for me is confidence. You know, as a striker, when you're not scoring, you feel like, you know, you need to. But for me, like you need to get confidence before you're like try and get confidence in yourself before you actually start scoring every game and stuff like that. Because that way you would take chances, you would take risks, and don't be afraid to take risk. You know, that's as a striker, you never know. You know, like a goal is a goal. You score a spectacular goal, you score a ricochet goal. It's still 1-0. It's still 2-0. The the point still is the same. You know, so that's my advice. I think. Yeah, it's my advice.
And I've heard you say this multiple times. You know, you watch the Premier League, study the game. How important to you, you know, now is it to study the game, to make sure that you're playing to your strengths? How important is it to study the game?
Uh, it's it's very important, I must say, because you always, as I said, you always learn new stuff. You never stop learning. Um, Sometimes you like say, oh, like in a game, like I should have done this and I should have done that, and I think that's where you improve. Studying the game is the only way you can improve your game, and when you see that situation comes while you're playing, you will know how to deal with it. Probably with a little more composure you had the last time, or probably you handle the situation better. You know, so I think like when you study the game more, you keep improving because there's always room for improvement.
Got it. Yeah, that's a great point. So, you know, what sacrifices have you and your family made for football?
Sacrifice. Oh my god. The first, for me, being away from my family, it's not like I'm very family orientated. So like, it's not like a normal thing for me because I grew up with my family always around me. So that's a sacrifice on its own. I think I did. I did. I had a couple injuries. So my mom sometimes, I wasn't fortunate where I would have like I had like everything. For me, I was fortunate in the way that I had, stuff to eat and stuff to think, but I had like a lot of sacrifice. Cause so one time I had a child in Mexico, and my family had was to basically like make up like $10,000 in like a week. For me, the California either they threw a barbecue, and I was able to do that. So, coming from the Caribbean, there's a lot of sacrifices to be made because right now we're ranked pretty low. So, sacrifices it's a number. It's it's gonna have to be done. Yeah.
Got it. I mean, yeah, that means I know footballers make tons and tons and tons of sacrifice for the beautiful game.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
comes with it. What are what are three things you like about the league? Because now you're playing in the CPL, the Canadian Premier League. I just want to add some history into this real quick. It's something I've lived in Canada for 21 years now, and it's something that we've been all of us, like all players, we've been wishing for this because we never had that stepping stone to the next level. Now we do for the next generation. And Akeem, you're playing in it right now. You're making history.
Yeah.
So, what are three things you like about it right
now? I like the way they're pushing the league. Everything that's happening. It's pretty awesome. From the coverage, the One Soccer, the way it's done. Like you look at as an aspiring professional soccer player, you look at the guys traveling, the stuff like that, the hotels, just the lifestyle of the like the players, like when you come into the league, you notice like these things, you get to experience, like the atmosphere and fans cheering you on, like pushing you, motivating you and stuff like that. It's just awesome. I think another one too, like I think the quality of the league is pretty. I was here in 2019, so it have really grown from 2019 to this year.
Akeem, how important is it for you to keep not only a healthy body but a healthy mind as well?
I think without a healthy body, I don't think you can perform to your maximum or perform to your best. So I think that's very important. Just keeping a healthy body, keeping and a healthy mind. Just I don't know, like for me, like that comes in the same sentence as like supporting your teammates, always being positive, trying to be the best you can be, like understand like the situation, what's happening, and don't lose focus. So it's important to do those things to be your best. I think so. It's important to allow those things to actually be your best and perform the way you want to, fitness wise and technical wise.
Is there anything that you do, like, obviously you're a very strong mental person, you're away from family, since 2019 to 2021 now, moving into 2022. How important is it to be mentally strong, to endure those sacrifices, to have to perform,
Yeah. First of all, you have to have your goal. You have to set your goals, whether it be as a team or personal, So my goal is to be the top scorer in a year, but and also with the team is to win the league. So when you have these goals, I think the mindset you will have is you don't want. Yes, you're away from your family, but you want to achieve your goals, and the only way you achieve those goals is by me being away from my family, being able to take care of my family, whatever they want, So for me, the sacrifice is not really a sacrifice when you understand your goal and you want to achieve your goal.
Right, and I like that you mentioned goals. What are some? The season's over, so what are your goals for next year, 2022?
For me, as the same, to be the top scorer. You know, I think as a striker, that should be your goal. You know, I think if you settle for anything less, I don't think you know it's good. So as a striker, I think that's your position. Don't matter what type of striker you are. You're a striker, and a striker is your job is to score goals. You know, so or assist. So I think the goal is to be the top scorer or to score a lot of goals in the league. Even if you don't achieve it, you should say, "Oh, I gotta work harder." You know. So my goal is to be the top scorer again. You know, for the upcoming season.
Right, and scoring goals is the most important thing for a striker. When you score a goal, how does it usually make you feel? Obviously you go and celebrate, but
Yeah,
that's your job to go and score a goal. How does it
yeah.
make you feel?
It's an amazing feeling. You know, it differs. Like if you score a goal to go on top, or you score a winning goal, or you score a goal to bring your team back in the game. You know, it's an amazing feeling. It's a feeling I can never get used to, and which means like I will never get accustomed to it. Like when I score, I feel the same way. I feel happy, you know, every time. So uh, I I just want to keep having that feeling. So like it's a feeling like no other. I think, especially if you score a winning goal or you're in the final, you score a goal. You know, so yeah, it's an amazing feeling.
Right, and you play a striker, so let's dive in a little bit into the CPL. Is there a defender that you don't like playing against, or a defender that you're like, man, this guy is good?
Yeah, yeah. Um, I'll have to say my toughest opponent thus far in the CPL, I'll have to say from from York, I'll have to say Dominic Satar, because I think he's big, but he's strong, but he's also fast.
Mm.
So you know, sometimes like most defenders are not that fast. So you know, you will try to get a nudge on them, you will try to beat them on pace most of the time, but he recovers pretty well, and I think he's smart and he's also strong. So you have to be focused when you play against him for sure, because he will take the ball from you. He will shove you off the ball and stuff like that. Another one too is I have to say the guy from Calgary. I forget his name. I think is Norman or something like that. I think he plays for Calgary center back. He's also a really good defender. Also, he's not as fast, but he's very smart. You know, so he does the simple things. He makes the game like easy, and I think he's a very good player, very good player. I think two of them is definitely my toughest opponent in the league thus far. Yeah.
Right, and besides yourself, who would you say is a striker in the league that you're like, whoa, this guy is a striker?
Yeah. Uh, can I say someone from my team or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah. I have to say, in terms of scoring goals, I'll have to say definitely Ja Morelli. Really composed, really smart player. You know, deceivingly very fast. He can pass. He's technical. He's good. Another one too, I would have to say is Joe Mason from Calgary. I like him. He's really good. Very smart player. You cannot switch off when you're playing against him for sure. There's a couple strikers in the league. I'm like, yeah, you guys are really good. Another good one too. He plays with Pacific is Diaz. You know, he's very good first touch. Very smart, confident on the ball. You know, wants to make things happen. So I think sorry, I can't name one. I have to name three. Strikers that I admire, and I think is they're very good for me personally.
Right. And who would you say played a really significant role in you getting where you are today? I mean, obviously you have your family, your friends,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
let's keep it football related. Let's keep it inside football. Who would you say is that go-to person that you just remember? It could be more than one, but
yeah,
let's try to. I mean,
yeah,
possible.
yeah. Besides my family, I have to say for sure have to be a guy named Derek King. I mentioned him earlier. Every team he went to in Trinidad, I went to. He coached me with the under 20 national team. When I was injured for a while, he took me and he was like, I talked to him. He was like, I'm gonna get you back where you're supposed to be. And I think him and of course, Coach Steven is responsible for me playing at Halifax today as we speak. So I think I have to say Coach Derek King is the main. I've had a lot of people that helped me in my life, but the guy that made something happen, I'll have to say Coach Derek King for sure. Very good mentor, demands the best from you and only the best. Don't care if you're tired, don't care if you had a game yesterday and you have to play today again. It doesn't matter to him. And the most important thing about him is he's a winner. I remember one time we already won the league back home, and he still wanted us to win. After we had two more games after we were to spare. We already won the league back home, and he still wanted us to win. He was mad at halftime when the score was 1-0 down. So he's a winner. No matter the situation, he's a winner, and I learned a lot under him in terms of that. And I have to say, like, he's the guy that actually believed in me to the top and made something happen in terms of me getting a professional contract abroad.
Nice. So those two played a huge role.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What are 3 tips you can share with the viewers that want to go pro?
First thing, and this is very difficult for me to say because I've had problems with it early in my career where I made a lot of excuses. Is being consistent, and my roommate also told me that in 2019 he was like, to take your game to the next level, you gotta be consistent. So I used to play one game really good, and the next game I would play okay, and then the game after really good, and the next game bad, really good. It differs. So my my one of the advice I have to give: try your best to be consistent. Um, Another thing is understand your strength, understand your quality. If you're a fast player, use that to your quality, use that to contribute. If you're a technical player, if you're slow but you're technical, just find out what you're good at and do it. And one most important thing is to have a mentality where no one can stop you. You have a goal, you go for that goal, no matter what anyone says. Like you go for that goal and you do what's necessary to get that goal. And I think that persistent, that bad mind will help you reach that goal and do anything possible to get to achieve that.
Absolutely, those are good tips. And the last question I have for you for Akeem
Yeah.
is, what's your most memorable football moment in your life?
This is a hard question, only because there's two moments that I like when things are going bad. Is that I replaying my head to motivate me and to make me feel better about certain situations. One of them is being able to score the first ever goal for the Halifax Wanderers. I think that's a moment in history, and it's already past. But it's a moment that will always be remembered and be celebrated. And two is my first time playing against Venezuela with the national team, and I said that because it gave me a different aspect of soccer in that way. Because when I made my debut in Trinidad, and there weren't much people in the stands, because of COVID and whatnot. But when I went to Venezuela, and you see the amount of supporters, how the fans, they want to throw stuff at you, they're yelling at you, they're like being the 12th man on the field. I think that helped me realize that these guys are in a totally different level than me. They played all over me. I didn't know how to stop them. I didn't know how to track. I didn't know how to defend, And I was just like, these guys are way better than me. So I gotta step my game up if I want to go to the other level, So I think those two moments live in me. They're not constantly in my mind, but I like to remember them. One is where an achievement, and one is where something that one is an achievement I'm just fortunate to have, and I'm grateful for, and then the other one, it just shows me at that time those players were on a way higher level than me. I was honestly way better than me. So I think those two are the most memorable soccer moments. I'll have to say I didn't put it in there, but being able to get the Golden Boot last year. But I think that is a memorable moment as well. But I think those two stand out a lot because one taught me a lot, and one is just a thing that happened for the club in history for the club. So I'll have to go with those two.
Nice. And I just want to make a comment here. I really like the point of the 12th man being the fans. How'd you do with the fans? They're there talking shit to you,
Yeah,
how'd you do with all that?
They were speaking Spanish, but with the passion in their voice, and they're not saying something nice to you. You're not understanding what they're saying, but they're telling you something to throw you off, or to help their team. Sometimes it's not necessarily they want to do it, but it's their team, so they're doing anything to help their team. And it's the same thing with the players on the field. The mindset that you should have, I should do anything to help my team. And it's the same thing with the fans. There at the time, they were yelling, they were screaming. Every attack they were on, they were cheering them on. Every time we get the ball, they were trying to throw us off, So it was just a whole new, it was just I was here, and then I played, got to come on in that game, and I realized, the level is way up there and I'm way down here, So it just gave me motivation to get better, man. And that's what I learned from it, that moment. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, that was it. Is there anything that you wanted to share or mention right now?
I just want to say, man, thanks for having me. It's always a really good thing to talk and to reach out to people and share your story and your career with people. So I just want to say thanks for having me, man. And anytime we can chat again, anytime. It's my pleasure, honestly.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks again for hopping on the call. Again, I want to thank you before we go, and for you taking the time to join us here at One Soccer Nation, our podcast today.
Yeah.
Pleasure to have you.
Absolutely. No problem. And as I said, it's my pleasure.
Thanks.
Yep.